So how exactly do you bring back the greatest warrior of the Warring States era, Miyamoto Musashi? Step 1. Track down his remains, then carefully extract his entire spine. Split it open with a blade, so that vivid red spinal cord is exposed. Pull out the most active cell nuclei from it, and insert them into an enucleated egg cell for cultivation. Wait 10 months, and just like that, the clone is complete. The whole operation takes place in a massive underground lab, buried 366 floors beneath the surface. The reason Tokugawa wants to resurrect Musashi is to reignite the fighting spirit in Baki and the others, by pitting them against the most legendary swordsman who ever lived, all to satisfy his obsession with watching the ultimate battles. Ever since the father-son showdown wrapped up, Baki has been walking around bored out of his mind. With his lifelong obsession fulfilled, nothing but emptiness remained. Even his training sessions felt utterly pointless. Baki leapt off the edge, every muscle in his body firing as he plunged downward at full force. Here it comes again. Even now. Of all times, come on. Seriously? Here it comes. A yawn slipped out. Yawning out of nowhere had become a regular thing. Baki had long since stopped being fazed by it. Meanwhile, another fighter just as bored as Baki had crossed the Pacific Ocean to come to Japan, but he wasn't here to compete in any ring. The opponents were just too weak. He couldn't work up even a shred of interest, even dropping a full weight class. He still won without breaking a sweat.
I've had my fill. There's nothing else this sport can give me. I don't want to be known as the best.
With that goal in mind, Atlas tracked down Tokugawa, asking him to set up a match against Baki so he could take the title of world's strongest right off of him. Tokugawa didn't hesitate. He agreed on Baki's behalf without a second thought. After all, Baki had been dragging himself through the days lately. A good fight would at least give him something to do. At first, Atlas was genuinely caught off guard when he saw Baki in person. The kid looked like he was 17 or 18, tops. If Atlas hadn't watched the footage of the father-son battle beforehand, he never would have believed this guy had what it took to go toe-to-toe with him. The size difference was obvious. It wasn't even close. But the moment Baki stood across from him, the invisible pressure radiating off of him felt like facing down an absolutely terrifying monster. The fight kicked off quickly. Atlas still didn't take Baki seriously. The gap between featherweight and heavyweight isn't something you can just skill your way out of. Even the legendary Manny wouldn't dare step up against a guy 2 full weight classes above him. He genuinely couldn't figure out how Baki was supposed to win this, but the fight played out nothing like Atlas had imagined. Baki's eyes held nothing but boredom and emptiness. Atlas's foot feint and the high kick that followed looked like they were moving in slow motion to Baki. Even Atlas's signature finisher was dodged like it was nothing. Baki shot out his hand and grabbed Atlas by the head. It felt like his skull was being crushed in a hydraulic vise. No human being should be able to generate that kind of force. Baki lifted him up and shook him around like a ragdoll. An ordinary person couldn't survive that kind of punishment. The fight was over just like that. The last thing Atlas saw before losing consciousness was Baki fighting back a yawn, just barely holding it in. That was about the only respect he was getting. To get Baki and the others fired up again, Tokugawa secretly moved forward with a human cloning project in a massive underground lab 366 floors beneath the Tokyo Tower. The subject, Miyamoto Musashi, widely regarded as Japan's greatest swordsman in history. The moment the embryo fully formed, Baki, just wrapping up a training session, suddenly heard a powerful heartbeat. It wasn't his own, and it didn't belong to anyone he knew. It kept showing up during his workouts too, popping in every now and then. A fighter's sharp instincts told Baki this heartbeat belonged to someone very dangerous, a seriously threatening presence. That covers the main events of this episode. Let me throw in a few extra details. The Baki manga was actually supposed to end after the father-son battle wrapped up, but the series was just too popular to put down. Since Baki had already claimed the title of world's strongest, the question became who could possibly challenge him now. Simple. Just create a challenger for him. That's exactly why Tokugawa ended up spending a fortune to clone Miyamoto Musashi. This Baki vs. Miyamoto Musashi arc runs 13 episodes total. True to Netflix's usual style, they dropped the whole thing at once. So binge away. Compared to the animation quality from season 2, this one honestly looks like they cut the budget even further. Still, it's a step above One Punch Man season 3.